that impact on that many young people in terms of how they want to operate.
Who was the last football player to make this type of impact on younger players?
I would say Robert Griffin III.
That's
in a small
really
window playoff game. And fortunately for him, he's operating at a time where he can say, I'm just so... And that's another celebrity he met that offseason after the catch, by the way, David Beckham.
By the way, I know they were all talking about how big his hands are. Up close, are they that big?
Yeah, and here's the thing about his hands. Okay, so when they measure hand size at the combine, they do it. Odell says he put his hand up against his, and it was taller from here to here, so he has longer fingers.
So the length
so in terms of big hands, it didn't show up at the combine as the biggest, but functionally, it actually, they may be.
Interesting. Good little nugget there. Meantime, on ESPN.com right now, a popular article that's posted is the New York Giants receiving corps. And those, who do you defend at the goal line? Last year, Odell Beckham Jr. and Brandon Marshall ranked first and second among all wide receivers in percentage of teams' red zone targets. Can they repeat in this division? Can they land in first place again?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think they'll be a Super Bowl favorite once again. In fact, last year, I thought that they could have made their way into the Super Bowl if they just could have finished a little stronger. They couldn't pull it out, but they've got such a dynamic offense that, yeah, I think they'll be competing not only for the division, but for the conference.
Seems like they've been looking for answers in the secondary for a number of years, and that's sort of where it slips for them, especially when they run into the Patriots in the playoffs. But they could well
in the league. So let's take a look at your predictions. Let's see if you guys were twinning again.
Nope.
Let's see how this wound up. So you both got the Steelers winning.
Close.
Okay, you changed one thing.
Close.
Why the Ravens, though, Jeff? Why do you have the Ravens coming ahead of the Bengals?
Quite honestly, I want to have as much conviction here as possible, but I could have flipped those two around and felt plenty comfortable with it.
I like your honesty.
Just like Dan, but it is true. I mean, the Ravens and Bengals are kind of, I think, vying for that second place spot. And
similar to Pittsburgh, if they can keep everybody healthy, if Tyler Eifert can play, if John Ross comes quickly, obviously A.J. Green, the big superstar wide receiver, and a lot of depth all of a sudden in that running back core with Joe Mixon there. The question is, can they protect Andy Dalton? You mentioned in the intro that they had trouble doing that last year, and they have young guys at both tackle spots that they're going to need to play very, very well. If they do, it's a team that can make some noise.
But really, I guess my only question would be, what would have to happen for the Packers to lose?
The Vikings have to challenge them with a good record, a good season by Sam Bradford. If Bradford were to go down for some reason, I think the Vikings' chances are nil to take over the Packers. And that, to me, is the biggest challenger for the Packers. Vikings are a good team who have suffered